My mom had a 6-inch baton attached to her keyring. So, if she needed a weapon, she'd hold onto the baton and just wail on the guy with the keys. Edit. I should also add that my mom had a ridiculous amount of keys. So, she was basically just carrying around a small mace. Hello there. Welcome to Reddita, where we shamelessly ask you to subscribe and like the video if you enjoy it, and where we say to smash the bell and hate ourselves for it while we go down an existential crisis mentally that slowly eats away at you day after day, video after video, late night of editing after late night of editing, until one day they find you on the roof barking at traffic with your underwear on your head blasting turn down for what from a speaker stuck in your whoa, sorry, blacked out there for a second. Anyway, on with the video. Enjoy. r/AskReddit. What is a survival myth that is completely wrong and could get you killed? The first mistake is to look for food and water first before having a shelter up to keep yourself dry and warm. Edit. When I say shelter first, it includes having a fire too, which I forgot to mention. When you are wet and exposed to the elements, your core body temperature can drop and you can get hypothermia if it gets too cold, and you would burn more calories than necessary. A big reason to building a shelter too is to also keep yourself off the ground, because the ground is an infinite heat sink, which means you lose your body heat way faster than you would think and will be more exposed to the cold elements. Guys, yes, it's good to be near a water source, but remember that it's always colder around rivers, streams, lakes, and oceans. Make sure you are able to easily gather shelter/fire material within the area. Plus, finding a prime location to set up shelter. I feel like a book RN. Thanks for the silver. Shelter, water, food, in that order. Cotton wicks moisture. Cotton is probably the worst material to wear in an outdoor survival situation because it holds moisture and in doing so loses its ability to keep you warm. Punch a shark in the nose. Removing a bullet is more dangerous than leaving it in. Trying to remove it can tear vital organs. It can be pushed in even deeper. Or removing it can cause the person to bleed out. Yep. There is pretty much no reason to ever go digging around in a gunshot wound in the field with a pair of pliers, trying to get a bullet out. Your only goal is to control bleeding and, if possible, prevent infection. And then get to a hospital. Because if you got gut or chest shot, you're going to die in one of many horrible, slow ways if you don't get into surgery. There is one good reason the dink it makes when it hits the metal tray after being released from the hemostat. It won't kill you, but don't pee on a jellyfish sting. It will actually release more of the toxin. Pee directly on the jellyfish to show dominance. That's for stinging my wife. Lots of Southeast Asians believe going from heat to aircon, jumping in a swimming pool on a hot day, or even fans will kill you. So many deaths happen every year because people are afraid of being shocked to death from going from hot to cold too quickly. If you ever fall off a ship ferry at sea and were lucky enough to be spotted, don't try to swim your way to safety. The more you try to swim, the lesser the chances of survival. Just try to keep afloat and conserve energy and body heat while rescue team do what they're supposed to. Unless you are in hypothermic waters, the best bet always is to stay afloat without trying to swim to somewhere. This information about falling overboard, hypothermia and conditions, survival at sea etc. are based on my own experience of 12 years sailing on merchant ship. Example: drinking alcohol to stay warm. You sweat. Your blood will rush to your skin and you will freeze, die much faster. Edit. People seem curious about this. Here is a good link. Capital L, 2. As suggested by another Redditor. Edit 3. Actual Mythbusters link provided by another Redditor. Not to mention it thins your blood. I remember reading about the Royal Navy giving rescued sailors during the Battle of the Atlantic rum to warm them up. Their survival rate was hugely improved when they stopped. Edit. Okay. It doesn't thin your blood. I heard wrong. The thinning of blood doesn't play as a big a factor as does your blood vessels dilating. This in turn causes increased blood flow near the surface of the skin, which heats your skin up. This becomes a problem because of the way your skin and ultimately your body regulates temperature. Your skin has thermosensors, but they don't just detect temperature intuitively, but rather through the rate at which heat can be transferred to from you. That is why you can touch two separate things of different material, that is, metal and cloth, which are at the same temperature and yet you'll perceive one as colder/hotter than the other. The metal is transferring heat from you faster than cloth so would feel cold. Now because alcohol sort of sabotages this mechanism by indirectly heating up your skin from increased blood flow, your skin isn't actually able to accurately detect the difference in temperature between the air and yourself. As a result, you feel warm but in reality are losing heat faster than you would have had you not drank. If you input your PIN number backwards in an ATM it will withdraw money, but it will be stuck, and the police will be notified in the event of a robbery. It's completely false and you could get killed or seriously hurt if you play dumb like you don't know your PIN. This would really suck for someone whose PIN was something like 2552. Navy basic first aid taught that when you apply a tourniquet, you write the time you applied the tourniquet over the tourniquet and you leave it. Let the medics handle everything. They made us write it on the victim's forehead with the blood from the incident. That you can eat what animals eat. Not true. Animals have different digestion systems that aren't the same as our humans. I've heard if it's a bird you shouldn't eat what they eat. But you can eat what bears eat. Still not too helpful unless there's an abundance of bears around you. Still not too helpful unless there's an abundance of bears around you. In which case you have bigger problems. One thing you see out in older movies and even today is to conserve your water if you're in a desert or if you lack water. Never do that. If all you do is drink enough to stop being thirsty, the water won't reach necessary organs and parts of your body. Over time you'll be underhydrated and can suffer the effects of dehydration without ever feeling thirsty. The best usage of your water is to drink at a set interval even if you're not thirsty. Also don't drink large amounts of water all at once. Your body won't be used to it and more of it is going to be wasted via urination than if you space out reasonably sized swigs throughout the day. In the same vein, if you are ever hiking, working, or going to be outside in hot and dry climates, leave the shorts and tank top at home. And instead go for thin and loose fitting long sleeve shirts and loose fitting pants. The biggest threat to your health is the sun. Avoid direct sun exposure whenever possible. Sunblock is solid enough for shorter trips but you're going to be sweating off even the best of the stuff, so be sure to constantly reapply when directed to or if your skin gets too wet. Loose fitted clothing also helps slow down how fast your sweat will evaporate into the air. Normally you want to have sweat evaporators, that is how your body will lose the excess heat as the sweat will draw heat away from your body and cool you down when wind hits you. But in this case you're losing sweat too fast for your body to transfer much if any heat, as the sun is hot enough to evaporate your sweat as soon as you start sweating. Limiting your evaporation also stops you from wasting a ton of water via constantly sweating, which is one of the biggest factors of water loss you should avoid. Think about stereotypical Arabian clothes. They're loose and they cover basically everything except your face. I don't know, but I'm willing to bet that this is why. Yep. And the fabric is lighter and more breathable than it looks. And those same garments that keep you cool during the heat of the day can also help you warm during those cold desert nights. Not quite as sexy and interesting as the rest of these. But if you're walking alone at night, putting a key between each finger, with the thought that you can punch someone and they'll be impaled by 3 keys, is useless. You are much more likely to hurt the webbing on your fingers since the grip you have on each key will be really weak. Instead, put a single key between your thumb and forefinger, parallel to your thumb, and make a fist. This still isn't a great defense, but it is an improvement over simply a fist. Also, don't try to kick a man in the crotch unless you have an amazing shot, in which case, you're probably better off running anyway. If you miss or don't kick hard enough, both of which are more likely in the case when you're likely panicking, you are just going to cause mild discomfort and piss him off even more. There was a girl I knew in college who got assaulted. She took the whole handful of keys with the keys coming out of the bottom of her fist and just went to town on the guy's face. It worked and the guy was arrested because the facial injuries made him easy to recognize. Probably not the best tactic, but hard object plus adrenaline got the job done. My mom had a 6-inch baton attached to her keyring. So, if she needed a weapon, she'd hold onto the baton and just wail on the guy with the keys. Edit. I should also add that my mom had a ridiculous amount of keys. So, She was basically just carrying around a small mace. Whoa, you made it to the end? Nice. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and like. I'm a new channel, and it helps a lot more than you think. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.